What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Tomatolito Show. And this past weekend, there was a hidden gem of a fight that most people, unless you're a hardcore fan, most people didn't even realize that it happened. Most people, unless you were changing the channels and you came across it, most people didn't even realize that this fight took place or wouldn't have even known because it got lost in the mix and the hype and the anticipation for the big Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant fight that was to take place on Saturday. The weigh-ins took place on Friday, and this fight took place Friday evening, and it was a top-ranked card between Mikaela and Maiva Hamadouche, the French champion, bringing in the IBF title with her, a title that she's held since 2016, since November of 2016, and now 5 years later. Give or take a few days to the exact date that she won this title, she succumbs to a judge's decision and a loss to Mikaela. It was a hell of a fight. It was one of the absolute best female fights that I've seen of recent memory. Back and forth. Just to give you an idea, the total punch stat was 239 punches, total punches, from Mikaela to 233. So she outthrew Maiva Hamadouche by 6 punches. It was that type of phone booth, up close and personal style fight. Maiva Hamadouche, the veteran champ, again, like I mentioned, 5 years coming into this too, give or take a few days shy of the exact 5-year mark. She had, in her last 10 fights leading to this fight, 8 of the 10 opponents had been stopped by Maiva Hamadouche. She has power. She's relentless. She smothers her opponents, and it's just punches and bunches with her up close. She gets in your grill. She gets in your face, and she did the same thing to Mikaela, made her uncomfortable, and it got to the point where Mikaela, no matter how much she tried to box and stay on the outside and utilize the perimeter, eventually she figured out that she couldn't keep the pressure of Hamadouche off of her. She ended up committing, and she ended up fighting fire with fire. Mikaela ended up most likely losing the first half of the fight, at least the first few rounds, maybe 3-4 rounds if we're really analyzing it closely with a close eye. But she definitely got the decision win. Mikaela, the second half of the fight, maybe even from the 5th round to the 10th round, she ended up winning the fight. She pulled it out. I think it would be a 7-3, maybe even a 6-4 for Mikaela. Now, the judges, of course, horrible scoring that they ended up giving. Tim Cheatham 98-92. Max DeLuca 99-91, and Lisa Giampa 100-90. Not a single round for Maiva Hamadouche. I don't know what fight they were watching, and here we go again. It's just depleting. It's just depleting that the judges do this to fighters, that their word means so much when the fans, the spectators, are watching otherwise. Maiva Hamadouche has no reason to hang her head, and definitely not because the judges' opinion. She came to fight. She is game, and no matter how much of a veteran she is and how long she's been in the sport, she still steps in there fresh and full of fire, as if it was her first few professional fights. Maiva Hamadouche, amazing record. Of course, the French native has been all over the world challenging. Her first loss came at the hands of Delphine Persoon back in 2015, and a year later, maybe even just months later, she ended up, I think it was May of 16 that she ends up getting her hand raised and wins the vacant lightweight, WBC silver lightweight title. This is just months after her lone defeat, challenging for a WBC title against Delphine Persoon. She came up short. That was in lightweight division. A few months later, she gets her hand around the WBC silver lightweight title. And then 6 months later, in November of 2016, she ends up getting her hands around the vacant IBF junior lightweight title, which is the one that she brought into the ring this past Friday evening. She succumbs to the decision. It's a decision loss. And of course, it's by way of judge's opinion. But Mikaela Mayer definitely did step it up. This is a victory that Mikaela Mayer could definitely be really proud of herself for having grinded this victory out. This is not a gimme. This was not a gift by the way of the judges. It was just a crappy scoring job by the judges once again. And these judges, the judges I just mentioned, Max DeLuca, Lisa Jampa, Tim Cheatham, seem to be involved in quite a lot of crappy scoring in the last couple years. And definitely you've heard me complain about them in multiple episodes. And you could go back and revisit those throughout the catalog that I have put out. It sucks. It sucks that they end up depleting the energy, and they definitely play a mind game with Maiva Hamadouche. We hope that she recovers quick, that she gets back on her feet and gets back out there and fighting, because she's going to be trouble for anybody. Again, her last 10 fights leading to this fight, she stopped 8 of her last 10 opponents. That's a crazy, crazy stat, with her sole loss before Friday evening coming at the hands of Delphine Persoon. Delphine Persoon, of course, who's been in there with some of the best fighters out there. Her sole loss for Maiva Hamadouche, now with the second loss of her career to Mikaela Mayer, her record sits at 22-2. So 2 losses, 1 at the hands of Delphine Persoon, 1 at the hands of Mikaela Mayer, 18 knockouts to her 22 victories, only 4 decisions in her entire career. And she's been stopped by decisions, never been stopped in the ring. Always her 2 losses are by decisions. So here she goes, loses to Mikaela Mayer, loses her IBF title. For Mikaela Mayer, she unified the division now. She's the only unified champ in the division, in the 130-pound division. She's got 2 titles with her now, the WBO and the IBF title. And she's been calling out Terry Harper for quite some time now. Terry Harper, of course, is going to be facing Alicia Baumgartner this coming Saturday, and that's going to be a hell of a fight. Terry Harper, of course, holding 1 title, and then and Hyun-Mi Choi, I believe, is the Korean fighter who holds the remaining the WBA title. That would be a great fight for Mikaela to chase after. If she chases after Choi and she gets her hand raised and gets a 3rd title, that unification and for the undisputed title against Terry Harper, the fight that she's been calling out for so long, and she's been so vocal about it. Mikaela Mayer, U.S. versus England rivalry. Mikaela Mayer versus Terry Harper would be a huge sellout event, whether it took place here in the U.S. or if it went back to the U.K. Of course, Terry Harper has to get past Baumgartner this coming Saturday. That is no easy task. Baumgartner's pretty much guaranteeing victory. Of course, most fighters do, but Baumgartner has a good resume to back her claim. Terry Harper has her work cut out for her. Should she be successful this coming weekend, then we could basically start clamoring for a Mikaela Mayer Terry Harper showdown, whether that becomes the next title that Mayer chases, which is the one that she's been so vocal about, or if she gets herself into a fight with Choi. We last saw Choi in action on the Zone this past September, and definitely not, I don't see her skills as developed as Mikaela Mayer's, definitely not as quick as Terry Harper, but she's got a good right hand, good power hand, and decent power to back up her boxing skills. Not as developed of a pedigree as the other 2, but she's got a title, and she's a threat within the division at this moment. So Mikaela Mayer should definitely chase after Choi, try to get that 3rd title. And of course, she improves to 16-0 with 5 knockouts. That would be an amazing fight. Mayer versus Choi, try to get that 3rd title and corner Terry Harper into that big unification fight between the 2, between the American and the English woman. If she's successful against Baumgartner. If not, Mayer and Baumgartner. Baumgartner's been running her mouth about Mikaela Mayer, how much more advanced she is than Mikaela Mayer, and how she will school Mikaela Mayer should they ever face each other. That's the storyline is there. The storylines are building there. Mikaela Mayer's been after Terry Harper. Baumgartner is after both of them. And she's pretty much guaranteeing victory, that she's going to get herself into the running for, get her hands around that WBC title and then get herself in the running against Mikaela Mayer. That's all a few days away from being resolved. So exciting fight for Mikaela Mayer. 16-0. 16-0 that she improves to, 5 knockouts, unblemished record, and her fighting skills continue to get better. She continues to look better. She is more refined, and very, very good communication that she has between her and her staff, her corner. They're able to communicate very well. They're able to strategize. They're able to execute their game plan very well and switch at the flip of a dime. The fact that she couldn't impose her boxing to Maiva Hamadouche's smothering attack was something that you could start seeing that it was going to cause her troubles. It did cause her trouble in the first few rounds, and she ended up figuring it out. The corner basically relinquished, and they said, you got to fight fire with fire. And sure enough, Mikaela Mayer did. She got in there, got in that phone booth, and it was one of the most exciting fights that I've seen in recent past. I mean, these ladies came out marked up. And it was, if they end up setting up a rematch or they end up seeing each other down the line, I would love to have a front row seat to see this live. It was one of those fights that just left you, feeling good about the sport of boxing and knowing that the sport, as it relates to the female, boxers out there and the state of boxing, is in good hands with the female boxers that are up and coming. Not just your Clarissa Shields, but now we got our Jessica McCaskill's, Mikaela Mayer's, Katie Taylor, of course, cementing her legacy. Amanda Serrano's trying to get in the ring with Katie Taylor, and she's going to be having a fight this coming December on the undercard of the Jake Paul and Fury fight, Tommy Fury. So Amanda Serrano's still active, and she's still chasing for a May showdown against Katie Taylor, but she's going to be active to close out this year. Let's hope that it goes to her favor. I mean, Senias Estrada, Sulam Urbina, Marlon Sparsa, you name it. I mean, wow, the sport is in good hands as it relates to female boxing. It's never been better, and this fight said it all. This fight, if you're not a fan of female boxing, go watch this fight if you didn't get a chance to check it out this past Friday evening. Mikaela Mayer defeats Maiva Hamadouche, the French, El Veneno, the French woman, the long reigning champ. Just nearly 5 years of a championship stint that she had there. So the French woman loses by decision to Mikaela Mayer. Mikaela Mayer remains unblemished with an unblemished record, and now is the only standing unified champ in the 130-pound division. Congratulations, Mikaela Mayer. Can't wait to see her back in the ring. And I'll leave you with this. Keep checking out the episodes. Much more content coming your way. Thank you guys again for all the love. Have a good one. Take care.